Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to our live. Hi, I'm Holly with Handcrafted Blessings, and I'm always excited to be with you. I just realized this is around my neck. This is a neck, I guess a neck warmer, kind of. It's like a heating pad for your neck, but you stick it in the microwave, and it also has like essential oils and stuff in it. Um, have you ever woken up with what's that phrase? A crick in your neck? A creak? A crick. I think it's a crick. I think it's a crick in your neck. Anyways, yesterday, that's what happened to me. I woke up and I moved my head and I was like, ow. I guess I just slept wrong. And so I saw my chiropractor this morning and he recommended heat. So I have been doing that a lot today. Kink, there we go, a kink in your neck. I was close. A crick, a kink. You know, we're close. Thanks, Rosie. Um, we're just making up phrases over here. So, welcome, you guys. Happy that you're here with me. So, Facebook Live and YouTube Live this month is all about 45 cards to celebrate 45 years because January is my birthday month and I decided to celebrate by crafting with you. So, all month long, I'm going to be making some cards with you guys and giving you all the measurements and all the things. And then there's also birthday gifts available to you. So you can check out the description to see how to get in on some of those birthday packages that I'm sending out. And just, yeah, we're just going to have some fun. So whether your birthday is this month or some other month, let's just consider it a celebration of us all. So today I'm going to be making, this is cards 5 and 6. If you missed the first 4 cards, there's a replay posted, so you can go check that out. Excuse me. If you're watching on Facebook, replays only last for 30 days. So if it's past 30 days, then you'll have to go over to YouTube, to my YouTube channel, and check it out there. And to those of you on YouTube, welcome. I'm new to doing YouTube Live, and so bear with me. We're going to figure this out. So, Pat says my neck problem is from card making. Oh, goodness. I hope not, because I want to continue card making for decades to come. So, my chiropractor says I'm going to be okay in a couple of days. It just takes a little time to relax those muscles. So, all right, I am going to switch over to my other camera here. I think. Bear with me. I'm using new technology this year, and so just learning how to do this. So we're going to figure it out together. So always let me know. You should be seeing my desktop pretty much the rest of this video. You should be seeing my desktop. So last time I tried this, it randomly switched to my face for you guys, but it was still on the desktop on my screen. So let me know in the comments if you ever see it switch to my face, because I want you guys to see my desk right now so we can craft together. Thank you, Rosie. Yes, thank you. She said what I should have. Rosie said, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. So yes, be sure to subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, head over to YouTube and subscribe. So, it's somebody else's birthday month too. So happy birthday if it is your birthday month. So it's going to be a fun month. All right, so today I am making 2 fun folds. Well, it's 1 fun fold, but we're going to do it 2 different ways. So I am using, I have to move slowly here to find my paper. I am using Square Snippets, which is this new Designer Series paper, just launched today. And then I'm also using Beach Boardwalk. So these have some similar colors in them. And it also already had these great square patterns that will work for the design that we're doing today. All right, and as always, after my video, you can head over to the Handcrafted Blessings community group on Facebook and join the challenge. So the card that we make today will be the challenge of the week. And if you post your card before next week, I will pick a winner and send you some happy mail. I'm sending out embellishments, so feel free to get in on that. Let's see here. Okay, so the reason that I'm doing 2 of these at the same time is because one of these pieces is going to be used on both cards. This one right here, because we're going to be cutting it to use on both cards. So I thought, let's just make 2 cards at the same time. So I'm going to start by showing you how to cut all these pieces, and then we will work on our card. So we're going to start with our base, and I am using Secret C. And I am going to cut the Secret C to 4 1/4. So we got 4 1/4 by 11. And I got a Post-it note here that's getting in the way of my trimmer. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and score it at 5 1/2. Now I am not going to do the other cut that we have to do for our fun fold yet, because we have to figure out which way we're cutting it. And that will depend down the road. So we've got our 4 1/4 by 11, and then we're going to use this one, and we need to cut it to 7 by 3 1/2. So it's going to be, that's 7 inches. Let's see here. I gotta find a place to put my scraps. 7 by 3 1/2. And this one, we are going to score at 3 1/2. So we're just scoring it right down the middle. It's going to be folded like this as part of our card. Okay. All right. So that was 7 by 3 1/2. And then we need a couple of pieces of another coordinating color. So I know that I'm going to be using this square right here. So I've chosen my colors based on that square. So I'm going to use some peach pie. And this one I need, let's see here. I've got a Post-it note cheat sheet next to me, so I'm looking to see what I've got. Our first one is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. So you know what? Let's just cut this in half. So I start by cutting in half. Now I've got a card base, which I'll put away and use later. So now we'll cut to 4 by 5 1/4. So 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. Oops. And then I also need a piece of peach pie that is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. If you miss a measurement, all of this gets posted to my blog afterwards. So you can always go back, and you can always watch the replay again too. But just know it'll be on my blog written out as well. So that's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And now we need 3 different patterns of designer series paper. So we're going to start with our background. And this one is going to be 3 3/4 by 5. So 3 3/4 by 5. Okay. And then we're going to have this shared piece right here, which I'll get to in a minute. So our last one then is our square. And these are 3 by 3 inch squares. But I'm just going to line up the middle line on my trimmer and cut that. So I have my okay. Let's do a little bit of working our pieces together, and then we'll get to that shared piece. All right, so for this pattern, I'm going to put the back, the 3 3/4 by 5, I'm going to put that on my back layer. There we go. And then we can layer these two together. So our 3-inch square on our 3 1/4 inch square. And then it's also going to go on the piece that we folded in half here. We're also going to tape it down to the front of that. No, this one. Actually, you know what? I shouldn't do that yet because my paper is directional. So I should not tape this down until I know which direction I'm using this folded piece. So I'm just going to stick this sticky side up off to the side because I just realized that that piece is directional. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold our base, and I'm going to show you about that shared piece. So we are going to create a fun fold with a diagonal front. So we're going to be cutting diagonally on this cardstock. We're just going to cut off the front diagonal of our card. But first, let's cut this piece. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to cut it diagonal. So it's going to be shared 1 triangle for each card. You're going to want to pick a piece where you like the front and back, because we're going to use both sides to make our cards. So we're just going to cut this at a diagonal. I'm going to leave my trimmer here because we're going to use it here in a second. So for my peach pie card, this one over here, for my peach pie card, I want to use the back side. So let's see, which one has, I think I like this one. It's got a little bit more peach pie in it. Okay. So I'm going to want to use this as the front flap of my card. So what I'm going to do is try to envision which way do I want this to open and how do I want to use this piece. I think I'm going to have this be a vertical card like this. So I need to cut off from this upper corner to the bottom corner, okay? So we're gonna put it into our trimmer the way that I'm envisioning it. And then I can take this off. And I'm gonna cut from the score line to the opposite corner. I can line that up on my track. And we'll set this aside to be used on a future card. And so now that triangle fits just perfectly on our card, except it's going to go like this. So I'm going to go ahead and tape that down so we don't mix up which card is which. So we'll just get this taped on here. Oops. There we go. Okay. So we've got our front flap fold. So I'm going to set this over here so we know that goes with our peach pie card. So now we've got one more triangle for our second card here. So I'm still using Secret C for my card base, but this time I am going to use the pool party side. And I want this card to be a horizontal card. So I'm going to be cutting from the score line to the opposite corner. So I know I want to tape it over here. I find it helps to lay it out like I'm doing and envision where you're going to put your triangles so that you cut your diagonal the correct direction. Okay? And I just realized I forgot to cut an insert. So let's cut our inserts really quick. For the inside of our card, we need a white piece that is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So let me just cut 2 of those, 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. so that we have those for the inside of our card. Let's see, there we go. Okay. So I think I'm done with the trimmer, so we're going to move that out of the way. And we'll go ahead and apply our second triangle. Now, you could also cut 2 pieces of this designer series paper and do them both diagonal, and then you would have, you could do all of your cards the same direction. But this is a fun way to not waste your paper and just make 2 cards at the same time. So we've got our blue one and we have our peach pie. And so you can see I'm going to have them opening 2 different directions. Okay, so we'll come back here to some of these pieces. We'll put our background, same background, but this time I'm layering it on Darling Duckling. That's the color here. And this time we'll go ahead and stick it in our card. We'll start to see our card come together. There we go. And then we can come back to our peach pie and put those layers on the inside. So same background paper, just a different color of cardstock because of the square that I'm using. So you start to see our card come together. Okay, so now we can come back to our peach pie here and our flower piece. So we are going to be putting this on the inside of our card like so. So it's going to open this way and then open to the top. So let's go ahead and tape this down. There we go, just like that. So now that taped piece I had earlier, now we know which direction our flowers need to face. Because if I had taped it this way earlier, because my flowers are directional, I could have just switched my card. You know, it would have just opened this way. But to be mindful of my direction, that's why I waited to tape down those squares. And on this side, we are layering again on Darling Duckling because our square has different flowers, different colors. So we had to mix and match our cardstock layer. Okay, so now we can put that on here. And I can also put tape on here. So we'll tape our fold to the inside. And then I can put my flowers on the front. There we go. Okay. Now with a little more creasing and just sitting around, these cards will close just fine. But for now, I haven't creased them super well. That's a little bit better. So here are the 2 cards that we're working with. And what we're going to do is we are going to use Prayers and Promises, a new stamp set that came out today. So today, the spring mini catalog launched, as well as the January online exclusives. So a lot of fun new products like these 2 paper packs, this stamp set, and a whole lot more fun. Okay, so this is the 3 banner punch. I always write it on the back in Sharpie so I can see. And we're just going to use a couple of our scraps here. Our peach pie, just move those up. And let's see. I think I just need the middle banner. So I'm just going to pop out the top two. And we'll just save the other banner for later so we don't gotta pick up the paper I just dropped on the floor. Okay, I think. Now let me double check myself. We're gonna use this stamp set. Now with the new packaging, what I've been testing out different ways to do this. I am notorious for having lots of stamps on blocks, and then I gotta figure out what stamp set they go with. So what I've done is I have taken the thin plastic that's on the stamps, and I have used tear and tape to put it onto, well, first I stamped the whole stamp set on a piece of basic white, and then I used tear and tape and I taped down the thinner plastic side, okay? Because now I can see when I have my stamps on here, where am I missing a stamp? Now, this was one of the first ones that I did, so I didn't make it tall enough to add the name of the stamp set. So I've started making my white papers just a little bit taller than this piece, just so that I can add the name of the stamp set in case I have multiples of these sitting around also. So what I'm going to do with this, let me just make sure that what I'm thinking is going to work. Let me lock this. Because you can see through photopolymer stamps, I can just hold my stamp over this and decide which one. I think I'm going to use that one there. Which one will fit on my banners. So I can just kind of hold this over my banner punch and decide which one I'm going to use. So we're going to use that one. Oh, and you know what? We want something for the inside. So let's do this one for the inside. Okay. So I'll set these aside. So we'll put both of these on a block. So for my banner, I am going to do I'm Here For You. And we're going to use Secret C. I need that white twine in a moment, but move it out of the way for now. Okay, so I'm going to stamp I'm Here For You. There we go. Now, let me just show you really quick what I will do to keep track of my stamps. So I'm just going to clean this off really quick. And then I will take the stamp and I will set it on I'm Here For You. Just like that. So as I use them up, I stick them back onto here. And then once I'm done, I just set this back where it goes. And now I can make sure I have all of my stamp sets. All of my stamps in the set. So just an option for you. There's a lot of ways that you can keep track of your stamps, but this is one that so far it's working for me. It does take a little work when you first get your stamp set in the mail, but I think it's worth it to be able to keep track of your stamps. All right, so I am going to but this is praying that the Lord's promises will bring you hope and comfort in the days ahead. So we'll just close that. And we'll start by taping these on the inside, and then we'll finish the front of our card. Okay. So let's just take these and we'll add that to the middle. I chose a verse that really fills up the inside for when you don't know exactly what to say, but the words of this stamp set are so beautiful you don't have to worry about adding much more. So, okay, so we've got that. And then we're going to take some white. This is called the Baker's Twine Essentials Pack. And this is what happens when you spill stuff on your desk. I am one of those who is risky, I guess you would say. I do drink while I'm crafting. I know some people say that's a no-no. I take the risk, but sometimes it backfires and I spill and my bag gets stuff on it. All right, so I put a little adhesive bags, and all I'm gonna do is wind a little baker's twine back here to give it a little oomph. We're gonna go back and forth here. Let's see if I like that. I'm gonna overlap that a little bit more. So take this off of here. There we go. It looks like a mess on the back, but it'll be covered up on the front and it won't matter. So you can see what it's going to look like here on the front. There we go. And then we'll do it again here on this one. We'll just kind of wind it back and forth, and you could have your loops, you know, as big or as little as you like them. This one's going to be a little bit smaller loops. And I leave it attached to my spool until I'm done because I find I waste the least amount of baker's twine that way. Whoops. All right, so then we'll take some dimensionals and we will just put those across here. That'll help hold my baker's twine down. It's also going to give a little pop to my sentiment piece. There we go. This banner is just wide enough to use the regular dimensionals. Otherwise, you can switch to the mini if you need to. Okay, so let's make sure we put them on the correct card. I'm going to put that right here. And then we'll put this one over here. And we've got one fun fold, 2 ways, and making sure that we have shared that back diagonal piece. Oh, my hand is sticking to those stamps. We're sharing this back diagonal piece, so that way we use it all up on our card front. So hopefully that gives you a fun idea to make a fun fold. And like I said, you can go over now to Facebook and use the Handcrafted Blessings community group. This is the challenge of the week. And then I will pick somebody and send you embellishments from somebody who makes the card this week. So thanks for tuning in, you guys, for cards 5 and 6 of our 45 cards that we're going to make this month. Enjoy the rest of your day, and don't forget to encourage one another and build each other up. I'll see you soon.